Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of autism, where the true crime is as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases. But the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
Keep your arms, legs, and other extremities in the vehicle at all times, and enjoy the show. Well, yeah. So my tank top's in the laundry that needs to be folded.
I didn't feel like digging through it.
Not really. No.
I feel that.
It's hot.
It is.
I had to turn the air conditioner back on. I typically turn it off at I'll say maybe, what the hell? My chair. Yes,
All I see is this.
I just did the Italian hands going, you son of a bitch.
Which is when I started laughing.
My chair occasionally just a little bit, just enough for me to not be able to use the stool you bought me. And I'm sitting here going, I would like to, please, sir, may I place my feet upon the stool? The answer is 9. Thanks.
I hope you recorded all of that.
I did.
I did. Good.
Started recording as soon as I...
It's just the chaos.
It's the little things in life. It's the little things.
Yes.
So, of course, we record these things an ass load before we actually release them.
Yes.
So, God. I did talk to my mother about the podcast the other day.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
She told me she'd never listen to it.
That's fine.
Hey, we like that. We're all right with that. We're fine with that.
We're not recording it for you to listen, for her to listen to. So.
No, we're not. We're recording it for all the neurodivergent bitches out there. Bitches, witches, and stitches. For all of our new possum party members out there.
Your mom would hate it anyways. My mom would hate it, so.
Look, let's not discuss our mothers.
Right, we avoid that topic. Unless we're venting to each other.
Right.
Otherwise we don't talk about them. Anyways, speaking of...
Oh, no.
Female family members.
Oh, no. Are we just going to go right into it? Just raw dogging it? God.
Yeah, like we always do.
Damn it. All right. I'm here for this. Let's do it.
All right. So I have a Australian woman.
Oh.
From the early 20th century.
Early 20th?
20th century. So 1900s.
Okay. 1900s.
So her name is Caroline Grills. She went by Auntie Carrie to her extensive family.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. Sorry.
So it was hard for me to find a lot of information about her that actually matched up, because
I don't know if there was a plane going overhead, but I heard all of that.
Yeah, the jets are flying.
Okay, all right. I was like,
yeah,
that was me.
Living near an Air Force base, they do that.
Yeah, they do.
So the sites that I used was a Daily Telegraph article. I found an article from the 1950s, I think, when she was arrested.
Oh shit.
Murderpedia and the Australian
the Australian
Dictionary of Biography.
Okay.
So Murderpedia and the ADB were very similar on their information, like literally like almost copy and pasted.
Okay.
And then Wikipedia was like completely like nonsense. Like did not match. Like very little of the Wikipedia site matched up with my other sites, and I was like, the fuck?
What the hell is going on there?
Right. Anyways, so there's uncertainty of her being born in 1888 or 1889.
Mm-hmm.
They're not sure. Like, but she died October 6, 1960.
Okay.
So she was predominantly a comfort killer.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, she would go over to family members' houses and bring tea and like do like tea and bring them baked goods and everything and be a comfort to them and kill them.
Nah, dog.
But they would die a slow, agonizing death because she used a
don't say it.
She used poison.
No, come on.
A specific kind of poison for that was everywhere because they were having a rat infestation and they're having rat issue in Sydney.
I'm sorry, the reason the way you said that specific poison, the poison Cusco.
Cusco's poison. Yeah, so because nobody thought twice about, her having to buy a lot of thallium.
Thallium?
Yes.
Oh, hell no.
So nobody thought twice about it because everybody was having issues with rats. And so she was able to buy it in like large dosages because everybody wasn't raising any red flags. But it is tasteless, colorless, odorless. Like you slip it in somebody's drink, they never know.
This is not telling you what to do, guys. This is not a how-to.
After basically all of her crime spree, and apparently some other women were also poisoning, their husbands at the time with it.
It's a great party.
Thallium became banned in the area. So
okay. I mean, good.
Yes. So basically, she was killing off her family members to maintain her lifestyle.
What the fuck? Oh, that sounds like that one lady who invited people over for tea that you did. Oh, what's her name?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I'll figure it out.
And insert it here.
Yes. The woman we're speaking about is covered in a later episode. Her name is Leonarda Cianciulli, based in Italy.
However, her some of her murders had unclear motives.
Unclear motives?
Because they think she just did it just for the thrill.
Oh, no.
So she was born in Balmain, New South Wales, Australia.
Okay.
She was daughter of Mary Prayers and George Michelson. She was described as being a short, dumpy woman who wore thick-rimmed glasses. She was a larger woman, basically.
So she's me. Look, I'm a hefty bitch.
She had a very round face, and it was variously rotund.
Was she more chunky than me?
Maybe. Because the only photos I could find was like her later on in life.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
No, so she went from having a more round face to a very oblong face because gravity.
Okay. Okay.
So her extensive family called her Auntie Carrie. Visiting, her family frequently, making, bringing them tea and cakes and biscuits.
Like you do.
Yes. As you do, you go visiting, you bring something.
Right, you never go empty-handed.
Exactly. So she married her husband Richard Grillis on April 22nd, 1908. So this is where I got a little confusing. So one of the pages said they only had 4 sons. Another site said they had 5 sons and a daughter together. But 2 sons died tragically. I couldn't find out why one of them died tragically. The only one I could find out was the son who was working as a lifesaver on Maroubra Beach. He contracted typhoid after bringing in a body of a surfer in December of 1942, and he died 10 weeks later.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So Carrie and Richard had a successful business of rental homes in the city and Radwick area because Richard was a real estate agent.
Of course he was.
So following the death of Carrie's father, she inherited his home in Gladsville. But part of her getting the house was a stipulation that her 87-year-old stepmother would spend the rest of her life in the house. Because that was the clause. Like,
right,
you get the house, but basically only after she technically dies. Because I want her to live the rest of her days because she's at the end of her life anyways. Just let her die in this house, kind of thing.
Right.
I'm sure you kind of know what happens next.
Oh, no.
She proceeded to kill her stepmother to speed up her getting the house.
Shit.
So she gave poor Christine thallium laced tea to poison her. But because of Christine's age, being 87, there was no foul play.
What?
They just went, she just died of old age.
No.
Because she was 87, she's like, oh, she just died.
She just rolled over and died?
Because I guess, she gave her the tea and then left or something, and so come back the next day, oh no, she died in her sleep, or she died while having a cup of tea. I don't know.
My God.
So Richard's sister-in-law was Carrie's next victim.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the sister-in-law died at the age of 84, leaving Richard a house in Leura. And again, because of her age, because they're in their 80s, they're going to die any day now.
Right.
No foul play was suspected. They think that because there were these houses in play, that Carrie decided, oh, well, we get them out of the house, we can rent them out, get income from that. Because there was also a housing issue at the time.
Jesus.
So she was trying to play the long game, but killing people in the process.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So then Carrie's next victim was John Lundberg, who was a robust 60-year-old former seaman who holidayed with Carrie and Richard. So, a family friend.
And they didn't think to look at her?
Nope. He returned from their holiday with a mysterious illness that ended up being fatal.
Illness.
Mm-hmm. And so because John was just a family friend, but he was also married, so anything went to his widow. So Carrie wasn't going to gain anything from this death other than the thrill of it.
Of course.
Being able to do it.
Dumbass.
So her final victim was Mary Ann Mickelson. Mm-hmm. I couldn't find anything about her. Okay. But I would assume that because it's the same as her maiden name, that it would be a family member.
Right.
Again, Carrie didn't gain anything from this other than the thrill of doing it, because she's gone uncaught for this long.
Right.
Starting to get a little, cocky, as they do. So she then decided to turn her attention to poor John's widow, Evelyn. She started visiting frequently with, the baked goodies and spending time with them. Even, spending time with, Evelyn's daughter and son-in-law, who was, Christine and John Downey.
Right.
All of a sudden, all three of them started becoming ill.
Of course.
Evelyn ended up going blind, and she lost all of her hair.
What the fuck? Sorry.
Yeah. Because some of the symptoms of thallium poisoning is loss of hair, nervous disorders, progressive blindness, loss of speech, and eventual death.
Well, obviously eventual death. This is a true crime podcast.
Yes. So she went blind and, lost all of her hair, which is horrifying enough. And so Christina and John would only start recovering when Carrie did not visit, because, Evelyn, she would get, feeling a little bit better, but, she's lost all of her hair and she's still blind. Like, that stuff didn't go away. So John started getting suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
So then in 1952, a Newtown housewife, Yvonne Fletcher, was convicted of poisoning her husband with thallium. And that's what really started
the domino?
Yeah.
Yes! Sorry.
And so in 1953, Sydney was in the grip of a thallium panic.
Okay.
I'll jump back to,
the beginning.
John, Christina, Evelyn here in a second.
Okay.
So from March 1952 until the arrest of Carrie, there had been 46 cases of reported thallium poisonings, including 10 deaths.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Also,
and then in the
I don't know what you're doing over there, but I keep hearing like tapping.
Oh, that's the litter box.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're fine.
I hate how loud it is.
I know. I'm sorry.
But because Dad brought his cat, and along with Fluffy, it's running twice as much.
It's running all the time.
Because 2 cats, 1 litter box.
I hate you so much. Oh my god.
Okay. Anyways, and then in the months after Carrie's arrest, there were even further reported cases of poisonings, among them being a prominent footballer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So back to the victims.
Yes.
So at this point, John and Christina were becoming very suspicious of Carrie, of poisoning them. They're like, We get better when they're not here, when she doesn't come and visit. And this is becoming a more common thing now. So they started watching Carrie closer when she came to visit.
Okay.
John ended up catching Carrie adding something to Evelyn's cup of tea, very, sleight of hand. And John, under the guise of topping off her cup, went to the kitchen, because that's where the kettle is, poured the tea that was in the cup into a container, hiding it away so that way Carrie didn't see.
Okay.
Rinsing out, the cup, or, washing it, getting rid of the evidence, and then filling it with the untreated, the unpoisoned tea, and bringing it back to his mother-in-law. So that way, she didn't get the poison.
Right. But that slackjaw was me going, oh, he gonna get caught. And then you were just like, I'm bringing it back to his mother-in-law. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. So he then, after Carrie left, he proceeded to take the container and take it to the police station and was like, hey, I think, this family friend is poisoning my wife, my mother-in-law, and myself. This is evidence. Can you guys test it?
Right.
And so they tested it, and it showed to contain thallium.
Jesus Christ.
And so then the three of them went in, because at this point the police are like, okay, well, but now we need to test you guys to see if you guys have consumed any of it. And so they were all tested and found to have thallium in their
traces
system.
Of Jesus.
Yeah. So the police exhumed the bodies of Carrie's other victims that weren't cremated, because unfortunately you can't test them once they've been cremated.
Right.
And discovered that the bodies had traces of thallium as well. But, so she was arrested.
Right.
But she was only tried for the attempted murders of John, Christina, and Evelyn. Because they couldn't pinpoint, yes, that she did these.
Right.
Just that, yes, they had the traces of it, but they could have also gotten a hold of it, done the poison, and then not washed their hands correctly and ingested it.
Right.
There was a lot of loopholes, or a lot of open areas.
Yeah.
And so she was tried for the attempted murders because the prosecutor believed the evidence would be stronger and more direct, because they're still living, and so they can testify. The whole time she claimed to be innocent at her trial in the Central Criminal Court. Also claimed that the police had pressured her relatives to convict her, saying she helped to live, not kill.
You got to be shitting me.
No.
My God.
Yeah, it was something. But her behavior in court was very odd. Okay. She would have random outbursts of laughter throughout her trial, which reinforced the ideas that the prosecutors were trying to
head home.
Drive home, that she was a malevolent killer and that she was doing this because she was crazy.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
My legs were cold.
I figured you were going to the bathroom.
Nope. My legs were cold.
That happens.
Yep.
Anyways, Because they were trying to say, she's crazy. Because why else would she be poisoning these people for,
for funsies, shits and giggles?
Right.
Right.
So her jury only took 12 minutes to find her guilty.
Of course.
Court prosecutors argued the first murders were for financial gains because she got houses out of them.
Right.
But that her later murders were due to her enjoyment of watching people die and the sense of control, as she alone knew the cause of the victim's suffering. So the judge proceeded to sentence her to death, but then it was later changed to life without parole / life in prison, because she had appealed it.
Right.
But it was dismissed by Court of Criminal Appeal in April of 1954, which is when it was then changed to life imprisonment. So she became a matronly figure in her prison. Okay. Because she was very, she's a sweet old lady.
No, what planet?
Well, I mean, when they took away, her access to, kill people. So, I mean, otherwise, I guess she was a nice old lady. But her fellow prisoners nicknamed Auntie Thalley.
Get out of town.
Because of her use of the thallium poison.
Oh my God.
Can't tell me they didn't have a sense of humor.
No, I know they did. Good Lord. Auntie Thalley.
So she then spent the next 6.5 years in prison.
Good.
She was... So, 6.5 years later, she was rushed to the Prince Henry Hospital, where she died of peritonitis.
Peritonitis?
Tonit? No. Peritonitis.
Hold on. PER.
ITONITIS.
I think I know how to pronounce this, but we'll just do it in good old Jane like we did before.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Peritonitis.
Peritonitis.
Yeah.
Okay. I was close.
I thought it was peritonitis, but you were making me question myself.
Yeah. Because she ended up having a ruptured gastric ulcer.
Good.
And she died October 6th, 1960.
Good for her.
So she died from, the gastric ulcer.
Good. Which is a slow and painful way to die.
Yes. Considering
how her victims died.
How her victims went.
Yeah. I'm all about that.
Yes. But yeah, that's what I got for today.
That is not a lot.
No, I had a hard time finding stuff about her.
Okay. Well, I have something.
Oh.
Okay.
Love that.
Yes. Let me just think it's this one. Nope, not that one. I have to find it. Give me a second. Nope, I don't, because all of these are 10 pages long. But we can do a micro episode.
We could do a micro episode since I didn't have a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's okay that you didn't have a lot, though.
Yeah. Which was fine because I did this yesterday after getting up at 4 a.m. to take Mom to the hospital for her surgery.
Speaking of 4 a.m., I've been up since 4 a.m. for no reason.
Oh my God.
No reason. Just...
Yeah, when I saw when you messaged me, because I just laid down from going pee myself, I went, oh, she's up because she probably had to pee too. Okay. Because that's normally why you get up.
No. Normally I get up at midnight, 1 o'clock, but I try not to touch any electronic devices.
Yeah.
He had to get up for work, but I'd been up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night. I had a nightmare that...
Oh, God.
And so he apparently...
Damn it, spicy brain.
I know, seriously. Damn it, spicy brain. So I woke up from this dream. It was super vivid. I had it like 3 or 4 times. I have this dream every so often. Because
because trauma.
And he apparently went to the bathroom.
So when you woke up, he was gone.
He was gone, and like the sheets were just a mess. And I was like, apparently on all fours, searching the sheets for him.
Because it's dark and you can't see.
And I was crying and upset. And I was like, I'm sorry.
And he comes back from the bathroom going, what the hell are you doing?
He's like, baby, I'm right here. And I went, okay. And literally just crawled back into bed. And went to sleep. But apparently I woke him up a couple of other different times last night. I'm just freaking out thinking that he was gone. And
it's terrifying.
It is terrifying. I think the main reason is like, there's, so we're almost done with Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a part of that show where one of the characters talks about her partner dying in the bed next to her. And that happened to me. But it was a long time ago. It was when I was addicted. It was when I was sleeping couch to couch to couch, just trying to find a place to stay.
It's still traumatizing.
It's very traumatizing because, like, I mean, I've had plenty of people die in front of me. I had one of my best friend's heads in my lap, which we're not going to talk about that. I still have a thing about heads. But, just...
feet.
And feet. Dude, don't even get me started on fucking feet. I can't stand feet. But it's one of those things where it's like, I wasn't okay for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And his mom never forgave me. And it was one of those things where eventually, like, her daughter had reached out to me. They were half siblings, and she was like, I don't blame you. Like, he got into this predicament himself. It is not your fault. You were not his mother. You were not his girlfriend. You were just his friend. And I was like, well, yeah, like, we lived together. We were friends. But it was traumatizing enough where I couldn't disassociate from it. But
yeah.
So now I have nightmares that my partners, when things are starting to go good, are just gonna like up and walk away because I don't deserve it. It's like that's not how this works, guys.
It's absolutely horrible.
It is horrible, but there's not really much I can do about it.
I know.
But also, my husband and I are going keto.
I hope it works.
I hope so too. He's only
he loses that 1%.
1%. Man, he's just like 1%. And I was like, I understand, but I mean, like, we got to do this my way or no way.
Because I know this system works.
Look, I lost almost 200 pounds. Mind you, it was in the span of 6 months when I started to get really into it. I was kind of not really into it too much before, but 6 months I was into it. Lost almost 200 pounds. I did it healthily, and my doctor was really, really surprised because 90% of it was fat.
Yeah.
I only lost a little bit of muscle, but that's just because after my surgery, I lost.
You lose mass.
I did because I was in bed for 2 years. Just not able to move a lot because it was painful. So, mind you, I wasn't actually bedridden for 2 years. It was just like, if I didn't have to leave the house, I wouldn't.
Because being stationary in one place is sometimes it's less painful.
Right. And I know we just did a recording the other night where we looked at our statistics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a little while. We still have no comments. You guys are terrible. Listen to the damn podcast and don't have any comments for me. We're at 66 followers.
Woo!
Woohoo!
We just need 3 more and we'll have 69.
Giggity. Let's see here. We've had over 1,000 listens in the last 30 days.
Yes.
Oh. We now have Russia.
Oh.
So we have United States, Canada, United States, Romania, United Kingdom, South Korea, New Zealand, Canada, Germany, and Russia.
Oh, nice.
So last time we had our Kiwis, which now we have a story for them. Shout out to the Kiwis. Please let us know where you guys are based from.
Kiwis are in New Zealand.
That's what I said. Oh, today was Australia.
Uh-huh.
Well, Kiwis, I'll find a story for you.
We will find one.
I think I have one. Hold on. I think.
We would do some research and find out. Oh my god, I hate this chair.
I am so sorry.
Like, I'm sitting on a pillow and it's making my butt hurt. Like, it was a Christmas present from Mom and Dad.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, but I knew as soon as when I unwrapped it and saw it, it was a cheaper desk chair, and so I already knew I was going to have issues with it.
Oh my god, I love this chair that Josh got me. The only problem is I already sit kind of like not crisscross applesauce, but where my feet are touching, like this, and so.
I'd call it the butterfly pose.
Yeah.
Dance. Because your legs were the wings and you were moving it because it stretches out your hip.
Uh-oh.
What?
Emily asked me to tell her no. That's a scary...
No, for what? I need context.
I said depends on what it is. Can I have parameters?
Right? Can I have a little context to go with this? No.
No, you may not. Yeah, we just talked about a bunch of random bullshit today.
Yes.
So sorry for the ADHD.
It's been strong the last couple of days.
Right. I do not like the fact that she used thallium.
Me either.
Seriously? Thallium is so 1900s.
I mean, consider she did it in the early 1900s. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
I was just proud of myself for pronouncing it correctly when I was doing my notes. I went, thallium. I said it right.
You did. I'm so proud of you.
My dad just kind of looked over me. He went, "Why are you talking about rat poison?" And I went, "It's for the podcast. Don't worry about it." He's like, he just rolled his eyes, went back to eating his pizza.
Oh my god.
And he's just like, "Okay." I was like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
He went, "Okay." He's like, "Well, is it going to bother you if I turn on my dirt track racing videos to get caught up on YouTube?" And I was like, "No, that's fine." They turned out the TV and I'm sitting next to him on the couch just doing my notes, and he's watching dirt track racing, and
that's so
because
cute.
That's his newest thing on to binge watch on YouTube. Apparently they live stream it out of Canada every Friday night, I think he said.
Love that.
And so he's missed the last couple of episodes, and so he was getting caught up on that. And then he found out that Mystery of the Abandoned dropped a new season that was taped in like 2023.
Okay.
And so he was binge watching that today.
I love Mysteries of the Abandoned.
So one of the ones that they covered that I watched with him while I was eating my breakfast, gigantic bowl of cereal, was the Ramsgate tunnels in England.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's on my to-be watched list.
Okay.
I haven't gotten there yet. I did put it on the TV the other day, and of course, it's one of those things that I just put on in the background.
Yeah.
I've seen it enough.
Until they say something and catches your interest, you're like, wait, hold on, rewind that.
Yeah, let me just watch that. So, of course, Josh is, wandering around the house, doing something for school and, everything like that.
Doing his own thing.
Here's me watching this and decides to, I have a thing on my foot. I'm trying to itch it. But of course, I have short fucking arms. My legs are longer than I'm disproportionate, all right?
I feel that. I'm kind of disproportionate too, so I have long legs, long arms, short ass torso.
Jesus. So but
I feel that.
He was just watching. I put mysteries of the unknown. Right?
Abandoned museum.
Yes. I pull it up and I look back and he's standing on the edge of the couch just
watching because it caught his interest.
And I was like, what are you doing? I thought you were going to go do a class. And he's like, this is interesting. And I was like, I know. So I put it on.
Right. Like some of them you're just like, not really kind of interested. And then next episode comes on, you're like fully involved with it.
Right. It's like, what the hell?
So I just realized with my camera on my laptop, there's a light that comes on next to the camera lens.
Oh, that's cool.
That it's on.
So it tells you when it's on. I
just realized it.
That's good though that it tells you when it's on though.
Oh yeah.
I did not. I mean, I had fun at the end, but I didn't have fun today.
Yes. Trust me, I didn't either.
But I hope you guys like this minisode. And if you guys like the shorter episodes versus the longer episodes, please let us know.
Right.
Because, I mean...
it takes a lot less time for us to do the mini episodes.
Right. The longer episodes, which is our normal content, which is an hour to an hour and 45 minutes. And then we have our special episodes, which are 2 to 4 hours long. Yeah. That takes a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The research takes forever. The one that I just finished, Macarena, the ones that I just finished took me about a week to do. Which isn't too bad.
And I think it also depends on how many people that they kill too.
Right, like the one we did for that specialty case.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't. He didn't kill anybody, but he might as well have.
Right.
Because he's just a terrible person.
Exactly.
Terrible, horrible person.
And then, like, with Girls, like, she didn't kill a lot of people, so there wasn't a lot of stuff. Right. Whereas, like, with previous episodes, Albert Fish, he killed... Granted, it was only, like, 3 confirmed kills, but there was so much about him. And, like, so sometimes the longer episodes are necessary because it all depends on the topic.
Right.
But I do enjoy the little mini episodes when there's not so much horror to go through.
Right. Or, as I said on the last episode, the whores. Because I can't say horror.
You would think with you being able to speak Spanish, you could do the double R's.
Horror.
Hey, you do it that way.
Yes. But when I say it the regular way, horror. You know what?
You sound like you're from the deep south when you do it that way. Horror. Horror.
Get off my name alone.
You say rural. I can only say it because years of speech therapy, so.
You should go back and listen to the previous state episodes. I do try to say it. I can't. And you make fun of me for it. I'm not going to do it again.
What about oil?
Yeah, oil.
Okay.
Oil. Yeah. Oil's fine. But I think it's just because of my how I had so many different people in my upbringing.
Probably.
That I have a weird sort of accent.
Pronunciations. Yeah. No, it's fine. Like speech therapy and mom making sure I enunciate Helps a lot, because if it had been up to dad, or, just being, raised by Southern teachers.
My mom made me go to a speech therapist.
I'd be done.
I had a super bad stutter. Like, it was so terrible. You saw it when I had the wedding. When I have severe panic attacks, I have a really bad stutter. And like...
Yeah, because it brings it out.
Right. He's seen it a couple of times, but it's so funny because I remember my old coworkers like, you don't have anything wrong with you. You don't have a disability. And I was like, I have a few. Listen here, fucker. I can't see. I have glasses. That's a disability in its own.
Right. I mean, because it is. Because
I can't see.
Yeah.
No, I mean, literally, I take these off and I can see on the screen, but that just makes me dizzy. The wall, I can see the paintings and I can see the shapes on the paintings, but if I were to look out into the living room, I have to go very slowly without my glasses on. I see an outline of, I'm assuming is the recliner.
Because you know placements.
Yes. And I see the outline of the door, and that's about it.
Like, I see, like, very blurry outlines.
Yes.
And I can kind of tell the difference
what it is
in colors.
For the most part, yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a
hodgepodge
blur.
Yes.
One of those mash paintings,
which
where they put the paint in the on the canvas and then slide it into like a Ziploc envelope and just smish it.
Oh, a Jackson Pollock. Just
smish it all around. Yeah, that's what my vision is.
Yeah.
Without my glasses.
Same.
I'm very nearsighted, so
I'm super... I can't see far away. I can see up close perfectly fine. Like, without my glasses, I can see, like, this far away.
That's nearsighted.
Yeah. Because I was a dumbass. I used to steal my mom's library glasses to read my books. Because the books were too blurry, and I was too proud of myself. I would not admit to my mother that I needed glasses.
I didn't have a choice in the matter. The teachers in elementary school was like, she's having a little trouble seeing, and did the in-school, vision hearing test, and they're like, you need to take her to see an eye doctor and get her prescribed glasses.
Oh, we can talk about this all day. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great day. Let us know in the comments if you do like the mini-sodes, because we'll just have a slew of them ready for you if that's okay.
Oh, yes. And we could just drop them in.
Drop them in. Little sprinkles.
Little sprinkles of mini episodes.
All right. But you guys keep being spooky, and we'll see y'all next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Next time on the Pandemonium Witches. So
it doesn't get gruesome until like closer to the end of the story. So
I mean, it's a true crime podcast. It's gonna get gruesome at some point.
This is valid. Their historical society museum has a permanent section of their museum dedicated just to her.
What?
Yeah. They were on-again, off-again lovers. He would get jealous whenever she would have the men there. She went to the store, bought toys for her children, and 2 gallons of kerosene.
Of course she did, because we already know what's gonna happen.